Headed down Nevada State Route 373 to Amargosa Road. Had to go through Pahrump to get here, and we're going to share with you the amazing story of Marta Becket and how this town was brought about with borax mining and what's left when they pulled out. Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. We have found our way to Amargosa, and this is the hotel behind me, and the placard right here, Death Valley Junction. You are here. This is a historic crossroad, and it has been used by Indians, clampers, Death Valley 49ers, ranchers, farmers, settlers, and tourists. The town was originally called Amargosa. In 1907, the name was changed to Death Valley Junction. At this junction, the Tonopah and Tidewater Railroad connected with the Las Vegas and Tonopah Railroad to service the Ryan and Lila C. borax mines near Ryan during the years of 1914 to 1928. The Death Valley Junction had a rail service until 1940 at its peak, and the town had a population of 800. Today, the town is on the National Registry of Historic Places. What a beautiful old Spanish style, maybe, hotel behind us. I'm going to go over there and check out the Opera House as well. Come along, enjoying the adventure. Well, this is the spot right here in celebration of Marta Becket. And on her 90th birthday, in honor of your love of the art of dance, and for yours of 50 years of devotion to Death Valley Junction, thank you for your vision and preservation of art, the past, and for creating the most magical Amargosa Opera House. And the Opera House is right over here. Let's go explore as much as we can of that. I've seen the inside of it before on a couple of shows. Doesn't look like we're getting anywhere close to getting in there today. There's a couple placards on the front we're going to take a look at. There's an old fire hydrant right there. Well, you don't see many of those anymore. Right next to a reel with a fire hose on it. Probably not functioning. And this is it. The Amargosa Opera House. I hope I'm saying that correct. It presents the original works of Marta Becket. Ballet and dance, pantomimes, performances, and they vary through the seasons. See front desk for tours. The front desk probably not open. I see there's some cars over there, but it says that you can stay here 24/7 all year long. Now again, this is one of the areas that Ghost Adventures came and said this place was haunted. I don't remember them seeing anything here. Who knows on those shows? You never know, but this right here, we did see the inside of it on that show, but we're locked up today. Here's a sign on the other side. The Amargosa Opera House presents the original works of Marta Becket. Ballet, dance, pantomimes, same thing as on the other side. So the inside is hand painted with murals by Marta Becket because she was actually an artist, ballet, and dance. Now, if not mistaken, she came through here with her husband, and they had a flat tire. And they were in travels because she did road shows for like schools and so forth as a single ballerina and artist, sharing her profession, right, in dance with everyone she could, putting on these performances. When they had a flat tire, right here in the main street of town, there was a garage over there as well. Who knows, maybe that's where they stopped at. But they never left. She stayed here the whole time and opened up this opera house. And that has made one of the reasons it's really popular is because of what she has done. So it was in 1967 that they were traveling through here when they had that flat tire. So she stayed here. It was 4 decades of dance and performancing. It stayed here her whole life. after that. So her and her husband, they just literally never left. This is a very interesting hotel. A lot of rooms here. But at the very end is where that opera house was at the end there. This almost looks like it would have a room at the top here as well. Look at that. Wow. Maybe not. That's just wood floor. Maybe there's just storage up there. It's just for looks. My goodness, look what the back side of this place looks like. It's probably been reworked on the front, but not on the back. A lot of old benches there too. All right, so we explored the hotel. We'll go to the front of the hotel over there where the desk is and film a little bit more of that. Across the street is a building, an older building, but they've redone it. And it's full of old dresses. Looks like a dress shop, but there's nothing in there but a few mannequins and dresses. And there's the crossroads right in front of us. And here's a historic placard here as well. The building was originally built by the Pacific Coast Borax Company in 1924. The original name of the facility was the Corkill Hall, and it was a social center for Death Valley Junction between 1924 and 1948. So between those years in 1948 and 67, Corkill Hall was abandoned as Death Valley Junction began to decline. And in 1967, that's when Marta Becket discovered the abandoned building and transformed it into what it is today, which is the Amargosa Opera House. There's like no traffic in this town, so you can just kind of do whatever you want to do. Walk around a little bit, but not much. So this dress shop over here is what it looks like. Literally looks like a dress shop if you pull up here. Like you could do business. But these are the costumes that were worn in the opera house. We'll take a closer look, but these were actually the costumes that she would wear to perform. Used in New York, Beverly Hills, Miami, and Las Vegas. That's what this big chunk of metal says. That is heavy metal. All right, so as we're kind of walking right down Main Street here, the Amargosa Valley in Nevada has a long history of people living in the area for as much as 10,000 years. And it started off with Southern Paiutes and the Western Shoshone Indians. Of course, all this area in the desert was all inhabited by Native Americans. And of course, this location, no different. We're going to do a little history as to why it was here, but mostly it was because, again, mining and a location for people to stop at these crossroads and have a place for people to stay and rest for the miners and weary travelers, I guess. So Charles King was the first man to settle here, and he realized its potential with all of the mining and, of course, its proximity to be able to take care of farming and the needs of all the miners. So really it was financially a great location for that, mining and being able to supply the miners. So this right here looks like the garage. The whole town's built the same way with arches, and they're all literally cut the same way. So this town was really developed all at the same time. Ooh, RV going by. But you look like this is like gas pumps. You can see on the ground where the holes are. So I'm assuming that is what those were. So you can pull through here like a garage and gas station. And a lot of these, when you get further back, you can see what they say on it. This one said Death Valley Junction, right there. Hopefully you can catch the shadow of what painting used to be up there. And way back at the very top, see if I can zoom in. Sorry, losing my voice, getting over a cold. But this right up here said garage right at the top. I think you can make that out. And then Death Valley Junction. Definitely has an old west or southwest feel to it. The tile awning on the old Amargosa Cafe. Amargosa? I'm probably saying it wrong. It looks like Amargosa, but that's the old cafe. It is closed. There's a closed sign right in the window there. It says they'll be back, but I don't think that's going to happen. Tile awning, and it is a little wavy. It's getting old. Neon open sign in the window. I bet that hasn't been turned on in a while. Oh, that's been a ways back. Closed until further notice, and I don't think anybody got that notice. Love the construction. All the arches are like the same, even across the street. So the whole town was built with the same architecture. A lot of sandbags. They must get a lot of water here, and it keeps them. They sandbag the doors up to keep the water from going in and ruining part of the building. This looks like it was part of the cafe or store front right here, and then the rooms start right over here. Another old fire hydrant over here. When this place was built back in the day, it was ready for fires and had the water, everything. So even though it was in the middle of the desert, it looked like it was fairly well established. And if you like old gas pumps, these are probably right over there from the garage. I bet that doesn't work anymore. But it says at one time they had crystal clear ice. Probably an old original sign. The vacancy light's not on. So the garage right there, interesting. There was some pictures. I'll see if I can find them online. I went into the waiting room or the check-in area for the hotel right over there, and they don't want you filming inside. Personal use only. You know, it's going on YouTube, so I'll respect it. I just won't film the inside of it. The rest of this, definitely. Anything you can capture with the naked eye from outside, you can film. But there was a really cool picture of the old gas pumps that stood here that had the glass at the top, or the gas. Of course, the gas was in the top, and as you pumped it, it would go down and show you how much gas you were filling. So all of these areas right here were gas pumps. So yeah, very interesting. You can see some daylight through there. It's been around for a while, sitting in the desert. It was a pretty big garage. I imagine they, because of the mining and things here, that they did a lot of work on that for the mining in the area as well. Probably personal vehicles too when people travel through. I think these are the old loading docks in areas where the train went through. So not sure where those tracks were exactly. I don't know that I can find some old photos of the train that did come through town, but if I can, I'll share them with you. Again, inside the hotel, they just didn't want you to film. You got to respect it, or people lock things up. So this looks like the a railroad station, or at least a loading dock. And this has got to be original from back when this first started, but I'm guessing this is definitely a loading station, either for mining or for railroad. But the way it's built looks like railroad. It probably would have been off this side over here, the way it loads. Well, the railroad did come through here, Tonopah, and it went over there by the mountains, but I'm guessing that this is actually an area where it came through as well. It would make perfect sense, maybe on this side as well, but definitely a loading dock of some sort because of the elevation of it. You can see how big that hotel is. Just the whole area coming around. Look at that. There's the Opera House way over there. My goodness. Okay, so after closer observation, I do that sometimes, observation. There Right here would have been railroad track, I believe, because of the fact that right here in the ground looks like railroad ties. See this? Wood railroad ties. That's what it looks like to me. All staggered through the ground. And one sticking up right there. That has to be railroad ties.
You know what?
See them that way better. Going right up to the side of that loading platform. And then out there, there's actually an area where they would have loaded off of there, you can see. And the train probably ran right through there as well, or part of it. Off of where they had some, I guess it was gold mining operation up there. See where it's all fallen down up there now, but they would have had cars or ore cars up there. That's what I'm guessing, right off there. Coming right through here. Okay, so through the bushes away from town, just as we came in, we came through Pahrump. And as we come through Pahrump and cut through here, here's a little building out here. Oh, there's one out there too. Something on it. Way out there. But this one, it's got a lot of barbed wire in the window. I guess they don't want you going in that window. The floor is just destroyed. There you go. Stop dreaming and start doing. It says so right there on the wall, so you better do it. Place for a stovepipe going out. Definitely some weird graffiti in there. And a flat wooden roof that's fallen in. You can see the floor, the wood, but look at the entranceway. It's got brick under it. And a little bit of cement over the top. Maybe this is like a commercial building. It looks like a storefront of some sort. It had heat. We'll just walk inside. I don't think that cement's going anywhere. There we go. Somebody lost a shoe. And it had electricity at one time, like one outlet. Old abandoned building in Amargosa. Amargosa? Like Elliot Smith was here. Everybody's got something to tell you when it comes to paint. I'm not sure if this still exists, but that old sign right there says you could camp for $15. But they need to put it back up because I don't think people are getting that message. All right, well, that's going to do it for this adventure to Amargosa. What'd you call it, a ghost town? I don't know. Crossroads, maybe. Pretty interesting to see. I've never been here. So we've been kind of this direction through these mountains and towards Death Valley, but never took the turn to see this location. So glad we did. We hope you enjoyed the adventure, and until the next one, goodbye from Weekend Escapades. We'll see you soon. Now this is a direct indicator that it gets pretty muddy here. Somebody must have got stuck. Here we go, there's a little information over here on the sign. Looks like you can adopt a wild horse or a burro. Kind of some dusty glass there. Well, you get the idea. Good luck reading those maps. They are full of dirt. But they're there.